Fani Willis. She's still walking around as arrogant as ever, saying that investigating her is actually illegal. But is it?
Will appear before a Georgia Senate committee without a subpoena?
Well, first of all, I don't even think they have the authority to subpoena me, but they need to learn the law.
So will you appear, yes or no?
I will not appear to anything that is unlawful. And I have not broken the law in any way. I said it, I'll say it amongst these leaders. I'm sorry folks get pissed off that everybody gets treated evenly.
All right. I think she answered that very well.
So, if she's subpoenaed, will she testify? Let's dive into that for a little while. I like what Pat, the storyteller, wrote right here. I would like to know what leverage Fani Willis has over Brian Kemp and Joe Biden. She speaks boldly, seemingly untouchable, especially considering the laws clearly states the Senate committee can subpoena her to turn over evidence and to testify under oath. So let's go ahead and dive into this article. Under Georgia Code 45-15-17 2022, it says B, for the purpose of conducting any investigation as provided in this code section, the Attorney General shall have the power to administer oaths, to call any party to testify under oath at such investigations, to require the attendance of witnesses and the production of books, records, and papers, and to take the depositions of witnesses. For such purposes, the Attorney General is authorized to issue a subpoena for any witness or a subpoena to compel the production of any books, records, or papers. Universal Citation GA Code 45-15-19 in 2022. It says, in addition to the power conferred upon the Attorney General in this article, the governor or the General Assembly is authorized likewise to make investigations, including investigations of the Department of Law or the offices of the Attorney General or any agency under his control, and all authority and rights granted to the governor and the General Assembly shall be as complete and absolute as those granted to the Attorney General. What does that say? Y'all see it's highlighted right there. What does that mean? It means that what Fani Willis is saying is not true. And any civil or criminal action against the Attorney General, the governor shall designate a district attorney who shall be authorized in such case to act for the state. It's pretty ironic, though, how quick she is to remind everybody of how nobody is above the law, when we're like, yeah, you're right, we agree. But she seems to think that nothing is wrong. Must be nice to do whatever you want, not have to worry about any consequences coming your way. But in other news, Trump just got a huge win. GA Court of Appeals will hear the Fani Willis disqualification appeal. This is the Court of Appeals of the state of Georgia. This was on May 8th, 2024. The Court of Appeals hereby passes the following order. Upon consideration of the application for the interlocutory appeal, it is ordered hereby granted, y'all. The appellant may file a notice of appeal within 10 days of this order. The clerk of Superior Court is directed to include a copy of this order and transmit it to the Court of Appeals. They have the LC numbers, the Court of Appeals of the state of Georgia, signature, all that. Yeah, man, it's getting real out here. Phil Holloway also noted that next comes the briefing by the parties, to be followed by oral argument sometime this summer. It will be heard by a 3-judge panel, so 2 votes will be needed to reverse the trial court. Whatever the Court of Appeals rules can be appealed by the losing party. The Fulton County case is effective dead in the water for a while. Wow. Yeah, somebody right below that said that they were sworn in to the Fulton County courthouse and they've never seen a dirtier or more corrupt jurisdiction. The judges and DAs are as dirty as it gets. This is the last chance for Fulton in Georgia to salvage any thread of public trust and faith in the justice system. Yeah, man, because I've also been hearing reports of things going on very poorly in the actual jail cells and things like that. I think like power is out and stuff like that. But before we dive into that, let's continue to hear about what's going on with this Fani Willis going to be, this disqualification appeal. I'm sorry, having a brain fart here.
Just in, the Georgia Court of Appeals has granted the defense's application for an appeal after, you remember back, let's go back to Georgia. That's Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Remember them? Okay. And she has said that they did absolutely nothing wrong. Trump's side is saying, we want an appeal. And the Judge McAfee had ruled that the special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, resigned from the Trump election interference case in Georgia. Originally, the judge had given the Fulton County DA's office a choice between having Willis remove herself or having Wade resign. And obviously, Willis didn't remove herself from the case. So that means going forward, the court is going to hear defense arguments on why they think Fani Willis should have been removed from the case. So there's no date on this yet, and this news about this willingness to grant Trump's Fani Willis appeal is just coming into us.
So one more thing to add here. Stephen Sadow just tweeted this. He's a Trump lawyer. On X, he writes, the Georgia Court of Appeals has granted President Trump's application for appeal from the trial court's order refusing to disqualify Fulton County DA Fani Willis. So it would seem that he's injecting a little bit of optimism into that X
Yes, and
message.
we're very fortunate. We have Alina Habba, one of President Trump's lawyers, coming on the show with us in just about half an hour or so. So stay with us. You'll get to hear her first reaction.
As the quote in these streets, by streets I mean comments, Fani got laid, Wade got paid, and taxpayers, we all got played. Classic case of, hey man, stop, don't be throwing no stones when you live in a glass house now. It catches up to you real quick. And you can try to get away with the slither and the cool arrogance and things of that nature, but it's not gonna work in the end if nobody's above the law. That's what you said. But what's not so funny is what's happening in Fulton County Jail. 1,000 doors aren't working.
State lawmakers had the Fulton County Jail under the microscope today. They want to find out what the problems are with operating the facility and how the state can help. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from the jail with observations from state senators. Angelique.
Well, good afternoon, Christine. They asked a whole lot of questions and was actually over a couple of hours. But these Georgia senators on this subcommittee decided there's really no way around it. They say Fulton County needs a new jail.
These are senators asking questions, friends on both sides. We have enemies on neither side. We're here to find out what's going on.
The chairman of the subcommittee on the Fulton County Jail set the ground rules early. Sheriff Patrick Labatt told the committee significant progress has been made in reducing the jail population through both outsourcing and diversionary programs for nonviolent offenders.
The multiple outsourcing has allowed us to do several things, one of which is, again, we started out at a high of, at the peak of COVID, 3,700 individuals. Today's population is 2,633. We have been able to release almost 600 individuals, nonviolent individuals, or get them consent bonds.
The sheriff says that translates into just 1,731 inmates at the main Rice Street Jail with no one sleeping on the floor. A more problematic area, however, is the dilapidated condition of the aging building.
We went from top to bottom in the facility itself, and ultimately we found 1,000 doors that weren't working, 500 to 600 toilets and sink combinations that weren't working. And so this Jail Blitz project has allowed us to really focus on repairing those items.
The sheriff told senators his office is not responsible for the maintenance of the jail. County officials also explained how the sheriff's office and the jail are financed. The committee concluded much of the bickering that has gone on between the sheriff and the Fulton County Commission only hurts the taxpayers.
So if our sheriff's not doing his job, which looking at this case, I think he's working with what he has. Y'all are strapped with a terrible facility that needs to be maintained until a new one can be built.
Fani getting millions.
Now, the senators also invited DA Fani Willis to come and give her input, but they said she never responded. Reporting live in Northwest Atlanta, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Angelique.
Somebody said that this is like a Tubi movie in terms of Fani Willis. But On a serious note, Fani Willis had nothing to say. Why are we not surprised, Kingdom? Can y'all comment and tell the people who may be watching this for the first time why we are not surprised that she would, not want to show up to have anything to say? She's obviously gotten millions of dollars to go after Trump, millions of dollars in taxpayer funds. And I'm pretty sure she had the money to make sure that a lot of these conditions did not get to the height that they are in. But nah, she out there, getting packed up with her fanny getting packed up with the Nathan Wade. Yeah. Oh my God. It's too much, bro. This is just an example of how, we just get ripped off. You blatantly get ripped off. I think when in doubt, the number one reason why people are saying that she should be disbarred and removed is because, one, Felony Willis lied under oath. Literally, it happened.
Has this. He knows what we know.
What's that?
Terrence Bradley saw what Robin Yurty saw. Mm-hmm. This affair was going on for years.
Oh.
Prior to 2022, and these two lied.
They did?
They took the stand, and in my very well-educated opinion, told lies under oath to this judge, to these lawyers, to Fulton County, to all of us. To all of us.
Shame.
He's divulging this with zero questioning by Ashley Merchant. She's not prompting him which detail? Tell me when.
Shout out to Viva Free. She said, or he said, I'm not sure right now by the avatar. Could be he. During her testimony, Fani Willis specifically and categorically denied having visited the White House when she was in D.C. Today, Ashley Merchant provided receipts. This dates to March 6th when this was posted. But Ashley Merchant provided receipts proving that Fani Willis did in fact visit the White House. This means that Fani Willis not only lied under oath, but she lied about having visited the White House because she was clearly colluding with the Biden administration in the public persecution of Trump. This is beyond disqualification for conflict of interest. This is government election interference. This is light years beyond the Russiagate hoax, and this is pure criminality that attacks the very fabric of these United States of America. The irony is that Fani didn't even have to answer the question because there wasn't an objection. But she was too eager to lie to cover up not only her wrongdoing, but that of the current president and vice president. Tell y'all what, I'm gonna sit back, get my popcorn ready, and see how this appeal to disqualify Fani Willis situation plays out.